I'm Jake.
And we GTR going for a drive. '20 Nissan GTR 50th anniversary.
1999 Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec.
So we're actually comparing two Bayside Blue GTRs.
Yes, we are, and you probably noticed that I am on the right-hand side of the vehicle, so this has been imported from Japan, and this was the first year that Bayside Blue was offered, and that is the first year that Bayside Blue is back.
So before we get into all the other stuff, let's start with horsepower and torque.
This R34 has been modified, and it's putting down 504 wheel horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque from an RB26 DETT 2.6-liter twin-turbo inline-six.
And this 2020 Nissan GTR is putting out 565 horsepower and 467 pound-feet of torque from a 3.8-liter twin-turbo V6.
Yeah, so I did say this one's modified, and it's putting that power down to the wheels. So at the crank, they're actually pretty similar for horsepower. This one originally, when it came out, it put down around 276 horsepower because in Japan there was a gentleman's agreement so that they wouldn't go too crazy. But realistically, this was probably around 300, 320.
So we should probably downshift and see how this power feels.
I'm gonna downshift with my left hand and ready to send. 3,
Go.
2, 1. Oh my God, this sounds so good!
I'm gonna be real with you, I'm pretty sure the new one's a bit faster than that modified one.
A little bit faster for sure, but I also have to take time to shift, and I'm shifting with my left hand, and I'm on the right hand side of the car, so it's all a little bit weird for me right now.
And if anyone points out that this isn't a good comparison because that one's modified, technically what Brian would have been driving in Fast and Furious would be more accurately that.
I don't think anyone actually owns any of these stock anyways, so yeah, keep your complaining to some other channels.
And before we keep going, we know a lot of you guys are watching without subscribing, so just hit the subscribe button so we can do more cool videos like this.
The sooner we can get to 1 million subscribers, the sooner we can drive, I don't know, a Formula 1 car. Oh, this sounds so damn good. Oh, the blow-off valve!
So let's explain to the wonderful viewers how we got an R34 in Canada.
So this was provided by one of our subscribers, so thank you very much to Jason.
Shout out.
Canada allows you to import cars that are 15 years or older, and America, nope, that's 25 years, so you guys can't get this yet.
There are a couple legal ones because there are certain loopholes, but America's going to be getting these soon, so the prices are going to skyrocket out of Canada. So I think we need to find out which one of these GTRs is cooler. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That one.
This one.
Okay, so why is it so cool?
Because it's right-hand drive and we never got it in North America, and the noises and sounds that it makes and the way it looks and the way it drives, everything about it is literally the best.
And to me, it's the Fast and Furious stuff, man. Like, Brian's car, how could that not be the most legendary thing?
That's true. Fast and Furious definitely made this so popular.
And then out of video games, I never really cared for it in Gran Turismo, but Juiced on Xbox, that car beat every single car, and that's how I knew it was something special.
I'm kind of the same. I knew it existed, but I wasn't crazy about it until I literally drove it today. Today, I'm absolutely crazy about it, and this is straight up, this is a dream car for me now.
It's kind of like a bandwagon car like the Supra, you know what I mean? Like, if you really liked it, you would have bought it 10 years ago, but you're waiting until it's popular. Pop quiz. What color was Brian's Skyline in Too Fast, Too Furious?
Wasn't it blue?
No, that was in Fast and Furious 4. When he was trying to get into that race into Mexico. In 2, it was silver with the blue stripes.
You're right, silver with the thing on the side.
And did you know it was supposed to be an SRT4 Neon, but Craig Lieberman, who has a YouTube channel, who is the car guy for Fast and Furious, made the switch because he knew Godzilla had to be the hero car.
I did not know that, but thank you, Craig Lieberman.
And then in future Fast and Furious, he drove an R35. Remember when he was doing that race at his house in Dominican with Dom in the Charger?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Challenger?
Yeah, this is way down into the Fast and Furious stuff.
Yeah, that was Fast 6 where they drove this one. In Fast 5, they had the 1970 GTR.
Yeah, that's right. So the owner of this particular car, he's actually owned that original Hakosuka. He's owned the R32, the R33, the R34, this particular one, and he's also owned an R35, but he currently does not own an R35, which actually says a lot about this one.
Yeah, honestly, that car is the coolest. And seeing it in my rearview mirror, it feels straight out of Fast and Furious. And I know I say that a lot, but it had a big effect on me.
So let's get into the GTR-ness. These are both GTRs. This is an R34, that is an R35. GTR stands for Gran Turismo Racer.
But there was no non-GTR version of the R35.
Correct, and that's actually not even called a Skyline. This is a Skyline GTR. That's just a GTR.
Which makes the R34 cooler.
And since the R32, the GTR has been known as Godzilla. So yes, we are driving Godzillas.
So why is yours a V-Spec? What does that mean?
It stands for Victory Specification.
That's pretty bold of them.
Oh yeah, straight up. And they even had a V-Spec 2 later. This one has a different all-wheel drive system, and it has an active LSD. It also has stiffer suspension, a lip kit, and a carbon rear diffuser. This particular car has been modified to actually include Nismo stuff. So we have a Nismo carbon fiber hood, we've got a different front bumper, we've got side skirts, so it doesn't look exactly like this, but pretty close. I think the way that the owner did this car is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I would prefer the Too Fast, Too Furious look, but for what that is, it's amazing.
No, that'd be gross. This is perfect. These wheels are also perfect. They are Work Emotion D9R 19s. I love how they look. I love the lips on them and everything.
I've got a fun fact for you. Guess what the Continental recommended tire was for Brian's GTR in Too Fast, Too Furious?
I don't know what it is from back then, but I can tell you the current one would be the Extreme Contact Sport.
In Too Fast, Too Furious, Brian's GTR was rolling on Conti Sport Contact 2s.
Right on.
And this is the 50th anniversary. We don't get the Nismo in Canada, but we've got some like ugly stickers on here. It is Bayside Blue, which is awesome.
And don't forget about your really disgusting blue wheels, which I am not a fan of.
Yeah, they're ugly, but it's kind of funny. And I've got colored brake calipers. I am not too fond of the yellow brake calipers on your Skyline.
Yeah, the owner also changed those. I like how they perform, and I don't mind the looks at all.
Yo, why are you so far behind me? Can you not keep up with the R35?
Yo, watch these twin turbos spool, baby. Gone! I love this thing.
So you have a manual transmission. I can only have paddles in the R35.
Yeah, so I've got a 6-speed manual, and it feels fan-friggin-tastic. There is no problem with this manual transmission. I love it. The clutch isn't weird. Nothing about this is weird.
It's like actually so perfect. It reminds me of my old 240. Reminds me of that 300 ZX we drove. Like, it's great.
You also have a 6-speed with 2 clutches actually over there.
Honestly, I love how many similarities there are for like having it go over the years. You want to talk about some of the similarities and differences?
I would love to, but can I just send it one last time? Oh, baby. This is so good.
Well, the Skyline definitely sounds better than this GTR.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy modified it to perfection.
Visor test. 3, 2, 1. Nothing.
Ah, fail.
Similarities and differences. Let's start with the looks.
Everything?
Okay, let's start with the taillights.
The taillights are the most similar thing ever.
When we were filming our solo R35 review and you were ripping away and I saw those taillights light up, I couldn't differentiate between this and the R34.
Biggest differentiating factor from behind would probably be the gigantic wing that I have on the R34.
The R35 has a smaller spoiler, but I think it still captures the same essence.
I totally agree, and I don't like when people modify those and delete the spoilers.
What do you think of the quad exhaust on the R35?
I love it. I even like it more than the single exit on this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, but I don't know if they could have pulled that off back then.
But this one has obviously been modified, so this is a single exit. I believe it's a Tomei exhaust, and it does sound pretty good. But let's talk about these exhaust sounds, because this is an inline 6, and that is a V6. They sound so different, but there are some characteristics that are actually kind of the same.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the sound of the R34 more, but this R35 is definitely more livable.
Yeah, this R34 is just so creamy. I'll just give you another sample. Here we go. Oh, so good.
And now for the R35. No, not as good.
Sounds like a fax machine from here.
Next similarity, we've got big, beefy, squared off rear quarter panels. But it does have that similar arch line over the rear wheel that you have, except mine's just a lot higher.
Yeah, that rear arch line over the rear wheels on the R34 is my favorite part of it, because that's what really gives it that like wide body look.
And then as for side profiles, it's cool that we both have frameless doors.
Yeah. I think there's not too many similarities in overall side profile, but I don't think there really need to be.
And if we move on to the front end, obviously we've got the GTR logo up front and center, pretty much exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same logo, so I love it.
And then in this R35 version, they changed the headlight design to kind of come up into it, which may not be the coolest looking thing, but I think it was really necessary to like refresh the design into the future.
It does take it into the future, but I do prefer this old school design, which is a very cliche thing to say.
Yo, this is still an old school design. This car is ancient.
I mean, it kind of is. Make sure you watch our full review on that car.
And what's cool is both front ends, you can see nice big intercoolers.
Even though this one's been modified, it does look so good. And the engine bay on this RB26 looks so good as well.
And we got a cool engine bay on the R35 too. It's like wicked.
Yeah, they carried through that red color. I love it.
But overall, there are a lot of visual similarities from both front ends. They're both like flat and stocky. I think they both look awesome.
And honestly, not being able to see them side by side, I wouldn't think that there's that many similarities, but seeing them side by side, I do see the resemblance.
So looks wise, if pop culture wasn't a thing, and right-hand drive wasn't a thing, and manual wasn't a thing, which one would you take more?
R34. I just have to.
I like the R34, but I think the R35 is so close to being as cool looking.
I totally agree, and it really helps that it's in Bayside Blue as well.
Yeah, and since this is a dual clutch, you pretty much have to drive it with the paddles because it's so slow to shift in automatic.
Yeah, and I've got no problem over here because I've got a 6-speed manual that I'm shifting with my left hand.
So now let's switch up the drivers because I need to do some right-hand driving. Let's talk about the interiors and then head over to Cliche Corner and figure out which one do we like more through the twisties.
Oh my god, the boost hits so hard in this. Okay, I mean, yeah, this is good too.
Oh my god, this thing is crazy. The R35 is definitely like quicker to react and faster, but this just feels so much more raw.
It does. This feels like I'm driving a computer.
So besides this being right-hand drive and me hitting the wipers like 6 times and looking out the window to like change lanes and change gears, let's get into the interiors and let's start with the gauges. Mine are analog, are yours?
Yes, they are. I've got a little bit of digitalness in them, but they're overall analog.
And then I have a multifunction display, which is a screen that shows all my gauges and stuff and like temperatures. How about the R35?
R35 also has that. If I hit the function button, pretty much all the same gauges, pretty much the same graphic design.
Yeah, people want old school. Nissan's giving you old school. And my geometry of where I'm supposed to be on the road is completely off right-hand drive. That would definitely take like a week to get used to.
Yeah, I got used to it pretty quickly, but I haven't gone through any drive-thrus or anything like that.
But shifting on the left-hand side is pretty easy. Like that's not weird to me at all.
No, exactly. I just prefer to shift with my right hand.
How about a manual e-brake? Because I have one of those.
I also have one of those.
Ooh, keeping it
know.
old school. I've got 2 cup holders.
I also have 2 cup holders, but both of mine are round.
Is yours a 4-seater?
Yes, it is, barely.
So is the R34. I think just as barely.
The seats are really comfortable in the R35. How about yours?
Very comfortable in the R34, kind of just like my old Nissan 240, and I've got loops in the seat so I could put a harness through.
Those are in no way relatively similar to your 240.
No, man, it smells the same way.
Yeah, the seats don't feel the same way.
I don't know.
Smells from that generation, yeah, probably.
So if I mess around with my multifunction display, I can get shift lights. Can you get them in the GTR?
Yes, it's actually in the middle of my gauges though.
I'm actually surprised at how similar these are. It's like a very consistent experience.
They did carry the essence of the R34 into here and just kind of futurized it.
I think that's the most important part, and giving Bayside Blue for the 50th anniversary is like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that's a good move. Just remove the stickers though.
So I have a really old school style steering wheel, but it still has an airbag in it and it says GTR on the center.
I've also got GTR on the center, but I do have a bunch of buttons on here and I obviously have some paddles. And this does feel so digital in comparison to how that one feels.
And your whole interior is much more luxurious than this R34. You've got that nice blue color.
Yeah, this is pretty much straight up a GT car more than a sports car, I think. And in terms of drive modes, this R35 does have 3 different adjustments, so I'm enjoying R mode in every single one. How about you?
I got a manual transmission and 3 pedals, so that's just good enough for me.
That's probably better, actually.
Can I point out that this is like the best pedal placement and the best gearbox ever?
I totally agree. I've got no issues with it. You can heel toe. I love everything about that.
And I feel like I'm even sitting in a better seating position in the R34 than the R35, like nice and low.
You're totally right about that too. It's a lower driving position and I think I like that more, but this is just a much more comfortable car. This is a better daily 100%.
Oh yeah, I think if you can't commit to being the R34 guy who's driving around wrong hand drive and like everyone looking at your car, the R35 is a perfect like substitute. But Let's find out for sure through Cliche Corner.
So now that we're at Cliche Corner, time for a big send so we can make our final decision on both of these cars.
I got a bad feeling I know which one I like more.
Yeah, me too, but I'm gonna send this one anyways.
So this R34, I don't think has traction control. I don't know if the rear wheel steering still works. And driving on the wrong side of the road, my geometry is way off. I'm gonna take it kind of easy, but still have a good time.
In the R35, oh my God, this handles incredibly well. It does feel pretty damn flat, and it just feels so digital. That's the thing that I noticed the most. It's so digital, this higher driving position. Ah, that R34 is so good.
Ooh, these brakes are nice. Oh my God, the best downshift ever. Oh, it sounds amazing too. And it does get a little squirrely. Oh my God.
It does have a tendency to understeer. It wants to push out, and then if I stay in it, so I'm gonna do that right now, stay in it and oversteer. Man, this handles so well, but it just feels like it's doing everything for me. It feels so digital. It does not feel analog at all, which, I mean, some people want that, but I don't think I want that.
This feels like there's no safety blanket, but you don't really need it, but you kind of do. This is like really fast. Oh my God. So we're gonna switch drivers now, and I'm gonna take the newer GTR through Cliche, but I have a bad feeling I'm not gonna get much more seat time with this, so I'm gonna give it another send. Oh my God. Jacob, I think I matched your ripping it sex face.
Finally.
I'm probably never gonna get to drive this again, am I? This is the last moment of my enjoyment in this beautiful car. Yo, Jacob, I need the key. Pull up next to me.
There you go.
Oh, this is convenient.
Oh, here's the key.
I'm gonna launch control into Cliche Corner. Do you have a launch control?
I don't, and I'm not gonna break this car for the owner, so go ahead, have your way.
You go first. I don't want to kick up stones.
Oh, yes! Oh, I'm so happy to be back here.
Time for some launch control. Oh my God. Oh, I think GTR is my favorite brand ever.
I guess it is its own sub-brand.
Like, this launch was so violent. I don't think anyone's had a better launch control than this. And this is an old car. Like, what is going on?
Honestly, Nissan provides a lot of value to sports cars.
Okay, I'm gonna should I plug in my Apple CarPlay before or after this Cliche Corner send? Do you have Apple CarPlay?
I don't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and I don't care.
Do you have Android Auto in the R35?
I actually don't have Android Auto in the R35.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking it out of R traction for Cliche Corner. I'm gonna keep it in normal because I feel like it's just as crazy.
Yeah, I definitely had it in R, but this one, I'm just in manual, so here we go. So right off the bat, this just feels so analog, and I absolutely love it. Let's downshift into third and send. Oh my God, this is so good. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there.
Man, even rolling into Cliche Corner, this feels a lot less commitment with the automatic, being on the normal side of the road, having traction and assist.
This feels pretty similar to that other GTR, but way more analog, and just that sound. Oh yes, oh, I absolutely love this. I've totally made up my mind. This is the best car ever. This might be the best car I've ever driven, and I didn't care about it until I actually drove it.
And this feels like so much faster. If it was a track, I could definitely take that R34 with this.
There's pretty much no understeer. It goes exactly where you want to go. The steering wheel doesn't feel weird. The brakes don't feel weird. The gas doesn't feel weird. Like, feeling weird is a problem, and this doesn't do that. I love this.
I'm gonna be real with you, Jacob. The launch control in this newer GTR is absolutely insane, and the speed that I can get through Cliche Corner safely is out of this world.
It's just so much easier to drive that car faster, no question.
Yeah, but if you can commit to the right-hand drive gimmick, commit to all the fanboys giving you thumbs up nonstop, that R34 is way cooler.
We've been getting nonstop attention, especially driving both of these together, but even this one by itself is insane. Everybody on the highway was giving me thumbs up. I love this thing so much.
So we should probably get to the price. This 2020 Nissan GTR 50th anniversary aspect is $139,998 Canadian.
And everyone's probably wondering what this is currently worth. It is worth just over $100,000 Canadian, depending on the spec. However, the owner has already been getting offers from US people, offering him like crazy amounts and asking him to store it in Canada until it's road legal, which is insane.
So I think we both agree that we like the R34 better, right?
Absolutely, this is the one I love.
But I think I know which one someone should buy if they had a choice between the two. They should buy both.
Really?
Well, like if you could afford one, you could probably work a little harder and afford both. And that way you get the best of both worlds in Bayside Blue.
All right, I wasn't expecting you to say that, but I mean, I guess so?
Yeah, and I mean like, you know, say you go for a cruise with your wife. She can take one car, you can take the other. You can go matching like we are, because I think anyone who's seen both of our cars together right now is losing their friggin' minds.
I mean, you're not wrong about that at all. Everyone that's seen this is just going nuts.
So with that being said and done, let us know which cars we should compare in the future between old and new. I'm thinking Supra next.
Supra versus Supra, old NSX versus new NSX. Let us know if you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And thank you guys for watching.
Patreon.com/thestraightpipes and Teespring for drip, right?
Yeah, drip. Cop that drip. Cliche corner.
Honestly, Jacob, I just want to point out how crazy this is that we're doing this right now. And like a huge thanks to everyone who's watching this whole time, because this is like the craziest dream come true.
I actually can't believe I'm driving this car. So thank you guys for watching, for enabling me to be able to do crazy stuff like this.
Thanks, guys. This is next level. Okay, I'll send it.
Oh yeah, downshift and send. That wall valve. Oh my God.